style and substance should coexist.
Agree.
So I feel offended personally when they say, just stick to fashion.
Yeah. Breathe and bear it all. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Bear It All podcast. So in this episode, we talk about writing your own story, living intentionally in today's generation, and why authenticity, representation, and meaningful storytelling matter now more than ever. Let's welcome to the Bear It All podcast, the editor-in-chief of Preview, Marj Ramos-Clemente.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Danny.
Welcome to the Bear It All.
Pleasure. Oh my gosh. Thank you for having me.
I know it's so exciting. Like talking with you off cam and hearing so many great things about what's coming for Preview and your run. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to talk about it more because I was telling Marj that Preview is one of my favorite magazines of all time when I was younger. Na parang nung mga bata kami, yun yung mga gusto, that's how we want in the fashion world, I wanted to work there. Yung, alam mo yun, it became a staple, a household name till this day. And now even the digital age, leading pa rin ang Preview. So,
Thank you.
Are you ready to talk about the evolution of Preview?
Oh my gosh, grabe, kinakabahan naman ako dito.
To our berries who are working abroad, I know life away from home isn't always easy. And whenever you decide to send money, syempre gusto mo yung simple, mabilis, at sulit. That's why I recommend TapTapSend. It has zero transfer fees for all mobile banks and e-wallets. So mas malaking portion ng pinaghirapan mo ang siguradong makakarating sa mga mahal mo sa buhay. If you're working in the US, Australia, Canada, UAE, UK, or Europe, download TapTapSend today and use my code TAPDANNY and get an extra $20 for your first Pada Love. Because no matter how far you are, it's always nice to have a simple way to stay connected with the people you love. Now, let's get back to the episode. Wait, first, before we even get to it, how is it so far, leading Preview as the editor-in-chief in this digital age?
It's never been easy. Like, I was telling you earlier, diba, off-cam, the pressure was intense because Preview as a legacy publication, there's always been that reputation. And for me, parang they're big shoes to fill. And especially with the transition to digital, everything has changed. And it took time for us to find that core again, to find that balance. It's so easy kasi to get swayed by the metrics, by the numbers in the digital age. So sometimes you kind of lose your identity. And we experienced that before finally finding that footing now as a digital publication and actually embracing the audience that we have now.
Yeah, that's true. And how important is it as an editor-in-chief to adapt to what's happening in the society right now? Because Preview is known to be, for me, culturally diverse. Lahat I think, natatouch lahat ng Preview Political, culture,
oh my gosh,
the queer community. Like, I feel like Preview is that magazine for me, growing up till this day, na lahat makikita mo sa Preview. So, how was that for you to adapt all of those? And paano mo siya napatakbo ngayon?
You know, it hasn't always been like that nga. Kasi before, if we report about anything, even remotely political, we get called out on the comment section. Meron kaming makikita mga trolls na ganyan na parang they would say, Preview, just stick to fashion. Ganyan. But I've always felt like the Preview audience, the Preview girls are smart girls. I feel like it's an insult to their intelligence if you pretend that nothing is happening, even though you can see, like,
agree, 100%.
This world is fashion can't exist in a vacuum anymore. That's why we felt there's a need to evolve, and it's okay to evolve. It's okay to talk about things that's outside fashion and beauty. They will always still like fashion and beauty. That will always be our core also. But now the audience is also looking for honesty,
That's true.
representation, and conversations that actually reflect the realities that they
Yes.
live. So
Agree.
yeah.
100%. Because I feel like if you're not socially aware of what's
Yeah.
going on in
Yeah,
the
that's
world, I feel like there's something wrong with you as a person.
That's true. And
Because
parang if you have a platform, it's a responsibility to be socially aware, especially for the
yeah.
young audiences, 'di ba?
Yes. But, hello, dati nga kailangan pa manood ng news o magbasa ng newspaper. Ngayon, it's like
Right.
so accessible to you to
That's
be
right.
socially aware. So, if you actually are not, then where are you living?
That's true.
Probably not from here because everywhere
Yeah.
is like there is news everywhere. It's so accessible for each and every person to
Yeah.
know what's going on with the world. Okay. So what do you think today's audiences are looking for from media brands beyond just trends and entertainment?
I think first and foremost, journalism, like proper journalism. Because we're in a digital world now and our platforms have changed. Like I was sharing earlier,
Yeah.
diba, we don't have the monthly magazines anymore. It's now at best for print, we have our annual book.
Yeah.
And I love to use this analogy. I share also with my team. Like in the music industry, like nowadays, diba, nobody listens na to mga MP3, mga
Yes.
Discman, ganyan. But the music industry is still
Alive.
thriving. We still have Spotify,
Yes.
and I think it's similar in a way because the platforms may come and go. The platforms may go extinct, ganyan, but it's really the art form, it's the discipline that needs to stay alive.
Agree.
So for us, that's journalism. And as media brands today, as journalists of this generation, that's a responsibility also to reinvent it in ways that will still resonate with whoever is the audience that we have now. And yun, hindi na sila yung constantly reading magazines, they're
Yes.
online, they're on socials. So we have to be where our audiences are.
Okay, so I'm happy that I have you here because I have this question always in my mind ever since, and I really want to know: is there a meaning? I'm sure there is, but what is the story every time you pick a cover girl or any cover star? What is the idea there? Is there a storytelling that you
Yeah.
guys want to share in every cover? Or because, kasi may iba parang, okay, ito yung tao na to sikat for this month.
I
Viral tong
know.
tao na to. So, lagay natin siya sa
Yeah.
cover. Like, is it like that? Or there is really like a story kung bakit yun yung cover star?
To be honest, it plays into it also how relevant the personality
Okay,
is.
agree.
Because as a publication, you want to chronicle culture. Eh. So that's what
Yes.
people are talking about. This is the person everyone's resonating with. But I wouldn't say it's as simple as, sikat to, let's
Kunin
put her on
natin,
the cover.
oo.
I think that's very wrong.
Yes, that's
also.
why guys.
That's
Like,
not
kung
how
ganun ba
it's
yung
supposed to
concept?
be. I feel like for our audiences, we feel this is a person who will inspire our audiences. This is a person who will resonate with our audiences. So that's how we usually look at things, especially when putting someone on the cover. Like recently, we had the Sex Bomb Girls because they did
Yes.
the
Oh, I love them.
reunion.
Pinalaki ako na sex bomb.
Diba? And then we did a feature on Julina Magdangal.
Yes.
Like a lot of nostalgic personalities.
Yes, cultural
recently.
icon. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
because they represent how people are behaving now, how our audiences are behaving now, and they're really craving for that nostalgia, for that thing from 2000s or
Yes,
yeah,
and I feel like it should be a feeling, diba? Parang
Yeah.
when you read something or you see something, you want to feel like a certain,
it is a
diba?
feeling.
Meron
It is a
siyang feeling na gusto mong maramdaman ng bawat tao na makakakita ng cover or makakabasa ng cover story na like exactly what you said, nostalgia. When you see the Sex Bomb Girls there on the cover of preview, it's like, it's a Sex Bomb Girls. Lahat ng mga
Yeah.
pinalaki ng Sex Bomb, lahat sila parang, oh my God, they're on the cover of preview.
yeah.
Like, it's a feeling that hindi lang yung cover star yung makakaramdam eh. It's every single person who reads it.
Yeah, honestly, it is a feeling. It's that gut feel talaga. I have to be honest that there's no science to it because sometimes you just feel it.
Good to know. I love that. Thank you. That's always been my question in my head. Thank you for answering it. Finally off. Check. Alam mo na yung mga may questions ka sa mind mo na gusto mo itanong certain people. Thank you for answering. I love it. Okay, so how important is it for preview to tell or share or talk about hard conversations that's happening in society nowadays and to integrate it into Preview, being that everybody knows that Preview is a fashion magazine, or at least it started as a fashion magazine. So how are you adapting now that you're in charge? You're the editor-in-chief of Preview. So how are you adapting to integrating what's happening in the society now and still making fashion a big part of Preview?
I think fashion din naman kasi at its core, how people dress up is
Express.
tied with identity, politics, your the internet culture, mental health, confidence, conscience.
Yes, tama, tama. Kulang yan
So,
nowadays.
so yeah, the audience kasi has become very discerning. And yun nga, parang I don't think it's right. I mean, how can you not, 'di ba? In this day and age, how can you pretend that nothing is happening? And fashion is not something that can exist in a vacuum. It's really more than that. It's about identity, it's about self-expression. Style and substance should coexist.
Agree.
So I feel offended personally when they say, just stick to fashion.
Yeah.
Because these are real people, these are real communities, these are real lives that we're
Real
talking about.
stories.
Yeah. And we have an audience of like young audiences who deserve to get our perspective, our POV on things. If they're following us, that means you believe in the brand, you believe in the platform. So it makes sense to share a clear POV. I feel like that's also how you become culturally relevant. It's not really about jumping on every trend. It's more about having that clear point of view.
Substance.
Yes. And kami sa preview, we always have to ask ourselves also, does this conversation align with who we are? Do we add something meaningful to the conversation? Because honestly, it's with everything that's happening online, you can't be everything
Yeah.
all at once. I mean, I feel like if you're trying to be everything online, you're really nothing.
Yeah.
You lose your identity.
That's true.
And for preview, I think that's the identity. It's a very socially aware brand. It's style and substance.
I love that. I love that. I feel like you gave it so much justice. I love it. Thank you for that. Okay, kasi at least you get to everybody that's gonna watch this and going to say, or yung mga nagsabi na stick to fashion are gonna understand as to why. 'Diba? Na parang, yeah, okay, we can be known for fashion, but we're also socially aware. We're not
Yes.
blind here. Hindi kami parang, okay, ito lang yung alam namin. Hindi yun eh. Kasi ang nangyayari, parang pinapaliit nyo yung meaning ng fashion. Ang daming deeper meaning ng fashion na pwede pang pag-usapan, pwede pang ma-portray.
Yeah. You know, one of my pet peeves pala growing up, the movies that we grew up watching. I mean, I love these movies, pero that's always bothered me how they would present the fashion girl. She's always the dumb blonde.
Yeah.
She's always yung surface level. So I feel that's a lot of it, the stigma, that's where it came from also. Now, if you're a fashion girl, if you like style and beauty, that's just...
Di ka matalino.
Oo, you have to be in that bubble lang.
That's true, that's true. But hello, ang number one, for me, creativity is harder to to express. Kasi it's easy, of course, to some, but alam mo yung sa sobrang likot ng utak mo, pag creative ka kasi likot yung utak mo, ang dami mong naiisip, ang dami mong gustong gawin. So every time you express it, there's a lot of effort and thought that comes with it. And there are a lot of creatives in this industry that put that hand in hand. Like, not only the aesthetics, laging may meaning. 'Di ba? Na parang, oh, I'm sharing this trend, I'm sharing this fashion. It's inspired from something. It's inspired from like this. I feel like it's never surface level.
Yeah.
Because ako, when I went to college and I took up fashion design, it came from a little girl's dream. May
Yes.
lalim yun eh. Na I always saw myself as working in a magazine, being an editor-in-chief or being one of the models. Like, that's my dream as a child. So may lalim yung kung bakit ko gusto maging fashion designer. At nung nag-aaral ako, kahit hindi ako nakatapos, ang dream ko is gagawa ko ng children's apparel because I want the kids to feel pretty, like princess. Like, hindi siya surface level.
I love that. I love that you said it's never surface
It's
level.
never
because
surface level.
Just because it's clothes. It's not
Yes.
just clothes. Like they represent kasi something bigger.
Yes.
And for many of us, like for me, I grew up in the province also. Because so fashion to me has always been a fantasy. It represents something bigger. It represents my ambitions in life. Like getting
dreams.
there is and has never been easy. But so it's never just about clothes to me.
Yes.
Parang they represent something bigger. And to many people, the ones who also follow preview, I hope that's what it represents to them also. It's something that brings them joy. It's something that is a form of self-expression for them, which is super important.
Tsaka yung preview has been also that platform na nakikita mo yung sarili mo sa mga cover stars. Nakikita mo yung sarili mo sa mga nababasa mo sa cover stories niyo or sa stories that's in the platform. It's always like hindi siya unrealistic. Hindi siya yung parang hindi mo maaabot. Pagka nakikita mo yung that's me. Alam mo yun, yung nakikita mo, that's me, I relate. Kaya ko parang ang laki ng responsibility mo at ng buong tao behind preview because you want that person, whoever reading it, to feel that way, that they can see themselves every time they see your digital covers.
Yeah, I think there's always been a stigma also kasi when you say fashion. And ako kasi personally, I've never been that proverbial fashion girl also. Kasi yun nga, I came from the province and I wasn't naman, parang it wasn't easy for me to break into the industry also. So I feel like it's so genuine to me when I say fashion is for everyone.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm one of those people also who just dreamt about it like before. And now that I'm here, it feels almost like a responsibility na this is not just for a certain group of people. It's not supposed to be intimidating or alienating. Because it's for everyone. Everyone has a sense of style. It's just a matter of figuring out what that is.
Agree. Kanya-kanya yan. Kanya-kanyang self-expression yan. Okay. Why was it important for preview to go beyond aesthetics and start shaping conversations around identity, creativity, and culture?
Honestly, the beautiful visuals, they will always matter because this is fashion, it's fantasy. So for brands like Preview, that will always matter, but storytelling matters just as much.
Yeah.
So it's not just glam photos. There has to be something more. There has to be a story worth telling. And we really think about it talaga when we have cover girls or like featured personalities when we shoot someone. It's not as simple as, let's do this concept, or it has to be something connected to the subject. It has to tell a story. I feel like that's when it becomes surface level, when you don't put a lot of thought into it.
Walang
Into the
laman.
process. Yeah, walang laman. And the audience pa naman now, they have become very discerning. They can tell when something is performative or empty.
Yeah.
And I think substance is very important. They're looking for context. They're looking for perspective. So yeah, that's what we try to bridge.
Parang hindi na enough ang visual.
Yeah, it's not. Kasi honestly, like for us, a digital publication, everyone naman now they can mount their own shoots.
Yeah.
You can tap a photographer, get your own photo shoot. What makes us different? Because it has to be that storytelling pa din. That should still be the number one.
Agree. I love this. Okay. How do you balance staying culturally relevant while still remaining intentional and authentic as a brand?
Being culturally relevant, it means not jumping on every trend. It's really having that clear
Your own identity talaga.
clear point of view talaga. Parang everything is happening so fast online. There's so much noise online. So you have to cut through the noise. And there's always that pressure to chase numbers. Parang there's that pressure to always jump onto something that's uso or oh that's what everyone is talking about. We have to get in on that. And to be honest, like we did have a phase na parang it felt like that. Na parang it's all about the numbers. But now I try to stop myself and say, it's not really about the numbers because these are real people.
Yeah.
They're not just numbers. They represent like actual human beings.
Yes.
So we try to tackle everything with sensitivity and with substance.
Yes, tama naman. Okay, so since preview talks a lot about identity, let's discuss how a lot of people feel pressured to follow timelines, trends, or expectations. What does writing your own story mean to you personally? Diba kanina Samo, you came from the province.
Yeah, gosh.
So this is a really good story for you because you have a story to tell and it's a very inspiring one. So how does one that's still trying to figure out, who's so confused with what's going on with their lives or yung timelines nila, ang gulo-gulo na, and they're in the middle of right and they feel like their story is, siguro, wala nang direction yung story.
Society is very tough on women
Very.
specifically. Like there's this one thing I read before. Like it resonated with me as a career woman and as a mom. And it encapsulated the insane pressure that they have for women. It says parang something like you have to work like you're not raising children. You have to raise children like you don't work. And on top of all that, you have to look like you don't have work and you don't have children. Diba, that's insane. So I feel like
That's
writing
making me emotional right now. Wow.
diba? Like if you really think about it, that's how much they ask from us women. So for me, writing your own story means giving yourself that permission to exist outside of those expectations and to really just ask yourself, what do you want versus what looks good online, I
Yeah.
suppose. Yeah.
I think also the pressure that you allow in your life. Kasi parang I feel like there are a lot of outside noise and public opinions,
For sure.
solicited advice that's gonna come from people around you.
Yeah.
But I think it's only your story and your timeline is always up to you kasi.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you always let society or everyone else dictate how your timeline should be, how your story should be, or kung ano yung dapat mong gawin, kung ano yung dapat mong paniwalaan, nasisira yun eh.
That's true.
'Di ba? Parang hindi na siya nagiging story mo. It's like you're writing your story but in the POV of another person,
Yeah.
not from your POV.
There's always that pressure to follow certain timelines when it comes to marriage,
Agree.
when it comes to career, motherhood, success. And it's especially true for women. And then social media pa amplifies that pressure.
Hindi na nakatulong.
Diba?
That's true. Na-pressure ka palalo. Parang, hindi ko na alam kung nakakatulong ba minsan yung pagdo-doom scroll ko sa TikTok o nakakasama sa akin.
Pressure has always existed eh. Pero now, it's magnified 100 times because of social media.
Agree. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Medyo na-emotional ako dun sa sinabi mo na yun. Mapapaisip ako niyan hanggat pag-uwi
Diba, as a
ko.
career woman,
As a career
mom.
woman na parang wait lang ha. Like, alam ko yung mga sacrifices na ginagawa ko but hindi ko nakakalimutan yung roles ko.
Yes.
Kasi parang ang ginagawa is, ito yung roles mo, but you have to act a certain way. But then, wait, I have a more important role. I'm also a mom.
Yeah.
Like, there is for me, the balance sometimes is the hard part of
That's
things. But then, you have to go back to why you're doing it in the first place eh. And it's always up to you. Parang sabi ko nga, I don't want my kids to grow up and see that, oh, how come my mom never pursued it? Or how come my mom never did it? Like, gusto naman pala niya gawin eh. Dream niya naman pala yun eh. Bakit hindi niya ginawa? I don't want my kids to ever think that I stopped my life or I didn't prioritize myself because of them. I don't want
That's
to burden them
beautiful.
with that eh. Diba? Parang,
That's right. Like you don't you want to set an example also for your children that it's okay to pursue your dreams. Because how can you
Yes.
tell them to go chase after what you
If you
want
didn't
in
do it.
life if you didn't do it yourself?
I agree, 100%, right? It's so difficult na parang, okay, but you're not, you don't practice what you preach, so why will I follow you? Hindi, but I want my kids to know that it is possible. You
And
can,
it's important also to show them that they never made you give up anything.
yes, hindi sila, hindi, ayoko isipin nila na may kasalanan sila.
Yeah, that they were never a hindrance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kasi nagiging ganun yun eh. Narinig ko na yung story before na my mom sacrificed this, my dad sacrificed this. He could have been a like this, he could have been a like that, but he focused on me or she focused on me. And then it would be like, so kasalanan ko.
Yeah.
Diba?
The child also wouldn't want to feel that way.
Exactly. I love this conversation. Thank you for this. Okay.
Ang dami na natin na
Ang dami na
cover. Even
natin na
motherhood.
cover. Nako, I love this ha. Okay, in today's generation, people are becoming more intentional about the lives they want to build. Why do you think intentionality matters so much now?
I think because we're living very online lives. Diba? And sometimes you don't know if you really want something or it's just something that you saw online 50 times.
Oh my God! Totoo.
Diba? So you have to stop yourself.
Yeah.
And intentionality helps you recenter yourself, ground yourself, and then help you make conscious decisions that are not influenced by the internet or what other people would say.
That's true. Kasi minsan ako ganyan ako eh. Ako talaga. May makita lang ako na, ay parang maganda to sa kitchen ko kasi 3 times ko nang nakita. Bili agad. Or bagay to sa akin, bibiling ko agad. Or sinabi niya, healthy daw to, so bibiling ko yan. Sakit ko yan. Natatrap ako lagi ng mga napapanood ko sa social media. Tapos pag dumadating sa bahay, ano to? Bakit ko to binili? Bakit ko to ginawa? But that is so true. And I feel like a lot of people are gonna relate to this, that natatrap tayo ng mga nakikita natin online na parang it looks good on this person, so let's try it. But then I think we're forgetting na iba-iba tayong tao. Hindi lahat bagay sa atin at hindi lahat dapat binibili. Note to self, Danny.
Lahat talaga tayo na-victimize sa ganyan.
Victimize tayo.
Tapos ako, I try to stop myself, especially when it costs an arm and a leg. Itutulog ko muna.
Practice what you preach, Danny. Oh my God. Tignan mo. Alam mo, nag-mental notes ako right now. Kasi natatamaan ako sa mga sinasabi mo. Sobrang victim ako ng lahat ng to. But I'm glad because sometimes parang nare-realize ko na enabler talaga yung asawa ko. Kasi talagang kahit anong sabihin ko sa kanya, bilin mo yan. Deserve mo yan.
Oh, but I think that's good though. Supportive
diba?
husbands.
Supportive siya, pero parang nare-realize ko, hindi ko na-deserve ngayon. Masyado nang madami. But yes, sobrang agree. Okay, today's generation is more expressive. They're more self-aware and vocal than ever, but also more pressured. So how do you think young people can protect their individuality in a world full of noise and comparison?
You know, the difficult thing about it is the algorithm kasi rewards sameness. So, yun nga, parang sometimes you don't know what you really want. It's just what everybody else is doing. It's what everyone else is consuming. So, honestly, unplug.
Yeah.
Take time to unplug and really get to know your own voice, your own taste, your own values outside of the internet. I think that's so important. Sometimes protecting your individuality means consuming less, taking a pause.
Recalibrate.
Yeah, recalibrate. Exactly.
Kasi parang if lagi tayong online, lagi tayong nakatingin, feeling natin yun na dapat yung idea of what we should be, how we should talk, how we should think. So yung totoong ikaw, nawawala.
Nawawala.
So kaya minsan may mga tao nagkakaroon ng identity crisis kasi hindi nila alam kung ano na sila, yung na-confuse na sila.
It's difficult to navigate when there's pressure everywhere. And nakaka-overstimulate naman talaga being online all the time. So even for me, like my job, it entails me to be online most of the time, but I try to take time to also unplug talaga and
Oo.
consciously make that decision na parang, okay, today I'm gonna try to step away
Oo.
and have quality time for my son, with my
Mm.
husband. And yun, kasi when there's so much noise online, it gets to you.
Oo, nahihila ka talaga eh. Normal yun kasi feeling ko lahat naman tayo na victimize talaga. Hindi siya, we're not talking here as if we were never victimized. The fact that we're
Yeah.
talking because we are. We've been victimized by it na. It took a while for me to snap out of negativity because that's all I see. Like, or every time I come up with something that I feel like I did a good job and then bashers would say otherwise, nasisira yung joy.
Oh my gosh, that's a cesspool.
'Di ba? Like, nasisira yung joy dun sa ginawa ko kasi parang feeling ko, okay, they hate it. So, ibig sabihin, it's bad. But, it didn't feel that way to begin with. It felt great. I felt accomplished. I felt really good about that project or I felt really good about that episode. So, parang feeling ko na dahil nagpapa-victimize ako sa ganitong environment or nagpapadala ako sa mga ganitong environment, nasisira yung joy na
Yes.
naramdaman ko. Because there are some things that people won't agree with, but you like it. You enjoy it. Ginawa mo yun out of love. You expressed yourself the way that only you want to express it, the way only you can. But since hindi nagustuhan ng ibang tao, hindi mo sila na please. Binago mo ngayon yung ano mo, yung
That also
thinking
being
mo.
a people pleaser.
Yes.
That one sakit ko din yan before it. So that's what I also tried to be. That's what I was intentional about. Not being a people pleaser anymore.
Yes.
And especially in this day and age, for us also as a publication, I'm sure for you guys also as celebrities, as public figures, the internet, it's always like you're walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
Everything you say, everything you do,
Will be used
everything
against
you
you.
wear, parang it gets scrutinized.
Yep.
And usually the most negative thing about it, the most unhealthy thing about it is it's the negativity that gets magnified.
Yeah.
So sometimes you really just have to step away.
Tama yun. Unplug. I will note. Mental note right now. Mental note. I love it. Okay, so why has it always been important for Preview to consistently create space for queer voices, stories, and creatives?
Oh my gosh, sila yung haligi ng industriya.
Agree, 100%. Oh my God, they make me the
Yeah.
happiest. I surround myself with more queer people, I tell you.
I think that it's giving back the love for sure. But I
Amen.
think more importantly, for Preview, kasi representation is not something that's seasonal. It's not something that we do every Pride Month lang. I feel like it's so important that they are real people, real communities, real stories that deserve visibility all year round.
Yeah.
And the Pride cover for us, it's one of the most, honestly, one of the most difficult to produce, one of the most expensive to mount. But you have to do something it's something that the whole team is passionate about talaga. So for us, this specific cover, this is not about revenue. This is not about engagement. Even.
Yes.
This is something that we really have to do.
Celebration.
Yeah. I tell my editors, even, I have to remind myself that also sometimes, also the people that we work with as a digital publication, kasi yun nga, it's so easy to fall into the trap of just like, it's all about the numbers, ganyan. But not all articles, not all stories will give you thousands of page views. Not all of them will be a blockbuster, ganyan. But there will be certain stories that are important for us to still pursue, even if it just gets us 100. And that story, that will mean something to that 100. So even if it's just 100, if that's genuine connection that we were able to establish with that 100, for me, the work is done.
I love that. I'm so excited for the Pride issue. It's, for me, my favorite time of the year. Every time there's a Pride issue, nakatingin talaga ako sa lahat ng mga publications. Kasi, for me, sobrang celebration lagi. It's a celebration of love.
Yes.
Seriously, love, representation, culture, like, napakasaya ng June for me. Napaka-colorful ng June.
Yeah.
Iba din talaga yung dating na nadadala ng Pride Month eh. Parang araw-araw may celebration. So, do you think creativity today has become more connected to purpose and identity compared to before?
Oh, for sure. I think that's the good thing naman about social media. Because the especially the young ones, the young creatives today, creativity is not just about expression na. It's also advocacy,
Yeah.
identity building, and it's so nice to come across, especially the Filipino creatives who are proudly Filipino,
Yes.
proudly queer, proudly unconventional. I think there's so much creative confidence now in our culture, so that's super exciting.
Yeah, iba na ngayon ang day and age. Hindi lang naman puro con. Madami din
Yeah.
talaga na bigay sa atin ng social media sa lahat ng aspeto ha. All forms of life, business, creative, fashion, beauty. I think all naman sa everything that's happening in society, malaki ang role ng social media.
It's really opened the floodgates.
Yes.
And it has democratized a lot of things. Fashion also. Like before kasi yun, that's why fashion felt very exclusive. Like it felt like it's only catering to a specific audience. But I think because of social media, now everything is out there.
Mas
Like, the
accessible siya.
information. Yes, it's now it really feels like all the more fashion is for everyone.
Yes. I love this because at least now, nabe-break yung stigma.
Yes.
Hindi tayo parang, ito yung mga hindi ko ma-reach dati, so hindi na ako mangangarap. Ngayon,
true.
ngayon gusto mo na. Ang dami mo nang gusto maging. Ang
Tsaka
dami mo
ngayon,
nang...
we don't police anymore like what people wear. Kasi before, decades ago, that's what fashion publications used to do. Like you say, oh, these are the do's and don'ts. Diba, alam natin yung mga ganyan. Don't wear this and that. Don't mix and match prints. Ganyan. Don't mix and match metals. May mga ganyan.
Yeah.
May mga rules.
Yes.
Ngayon, wala nang rules.
Wala
Like, you
nang
do you.
rules.
That's
Whatever
the rule.
you want, however you want to wear it, go for it. Diba? I love this. Okay. What does meaningful storytelling look like to you today? Especially in today's culture.
I think like similar to what I said earlier, it's when we are able to connect with our audience talaga. It's when you make people feel seen. Sobrang nasa soft ako kapag when I get random messages from people, from our readers, and they say, oh, this piece made me do this, gave me the courage to do that. I love that because that's when it feels like we were able to truly connect with our audience. I think that's what matters talaga. Like yun nga, it's not all about the numbers pa rin. As a digital publication, there's always that pressure. Pero as a journalist, as an editor, that's when it truly feels like your work is done.
Yeah.
When you're able to connect with a reader. Kahit isang tao lang siya.
Oo. Basta nakuha, naintindihan, naka-inspire ka, or kahit nga parang napaisip mo yung tao eh. Kasi I feel like that's why we make these conversations. We want them to have their own conversations in their head. We want them to be able to think that, oo nga no. Gusto natin ng oo nga no moment. Gusto natin maisip nila na parang, pwede pala yun.
That's also why representation matters so much. Because the audiences that we have, like young girls, young boys, young gays, it's important that they see someone they can resonate with. So we're very mindful with the stories that we tell, with the people that we feature. Because they're supposed to reflect the realities of life also.
Tama. I love this. Kasi dapat relatable naman talaga kayo. Bakit mo sila ilalagay doon kung hindi ka naman makaka-relate
Let's not
din?
be caught in a bubble, diba?
Yes. Masyado nang na-modernize ang time para hanggang ngayon, nasa bubble pa rin tayo. Okay. So, what can the preview girls and the next generation of preview girls now, siguro yung mga hindi pa, ngayon pa lang sila nakaka-discover ng ngayon pa lang nila na-discover ang preview, itong generation na to, what can they expect from Preview under your leadership in the next years?
Wow,
Miss Universe question to.
Miss Universe
Okay.
question. I said that also before. I remember we had this round table
Discussion.
discussion with the editors, the former editors of Preview.
Wow.
So syempre mga ano yan, 'di ba, mga icons na yan. And then I was asked about legacy. But yun, my answer also was I try not to think of legacy in a big grand way kasi I don't want to do it for the wrong reasons, for the wrong intentions. I hope that what we're doing right now resonates with this generation. We just try to do right by them. We try to do right by our editors, our former editors. I hope we're able to honor the past, but make it forward looking for our audience. I hope they feel that Preview is a safe space, that they can explore their individuality, they can enjoy fashion and beauty, and yun, take up space and evolve. And sometimes that means disappointing people.
Yeah.
But I think fashion at its best, that's what it represents. When you're truly comfortable with who you are and you're unapologetic about it and you don't try to fit into a certain mold.
How do you describe a Preview girl now in this day and age?
She's a smart girl.
Work. Love it. She's a smart, wise girl.
Socially aware.
Socially aware girl. I love that. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Danny.
There are a lot of things that we were able to talk about na mental note ko talaga.
I've been
thank
so
you.
nervous coming into this, but I actually enjoyed this conversation. Thank you
Such
so
a
much.
fun conversation. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your experiences, your wisdom. My gosh, your wisdom and your advices to each and every person who's gonna watch this episode.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Oh my gosh. This was such a fun episode. And I hope you guys learned a thing or two from us. And if you do like this episode, the comment section is wide open right there. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Catch the new episodes of the Bear Doll podcast every Monday and Thursday on Spotify, and every Tuesday and Friday on our YouTube channel.